Hey y'all, it's Alicia and welcome back to Alicia's Crafty Hop-Up. I warned you, the next few days are going to be a little video heavy, and that's just because those 2 days off put me way behind. And so I have a tight schedule written up for myself to catch up, and I'm on my lunch break at work right now, so I'm doing my best to catch up on everything that I need to get done. So the first thing I want to share with you are some of the clean crafting items that I made for Carmen, because I'm about to send off a package to her and you won't get a chance to see any of them. So Carmen, as I told you, is like half Scrap Diva 29 clean crafting and half vintage. So creating a swap for her is a lot of fun because you get to do a little bit of both. But you all know my weak spot, my total craft weak spot is clean crafting. And Carmen is an expert level crafter. So it's super intimidating. Probably the thing I'm most proud of I can share with you is I made her a box of Maggie Holmes flowers that I'm probably the most proud of because I worked really hard on their shaping and on their texture. And you won't see them in video because Carmen's an Instagrammer, but she'll post a picture. I know she will. They're actually sitting over there. The boxes, I took a box and I converted it and I pulled a pull tab, but it's the flowers I'm proud of because I worked really hard on them. But I will share with you, for instance, like these very clean bag toppers that I made for her. So I told y'all that I really love stamping. I love it as much as I love die cutting, but I don't always have a chance to do it. And the reason is that it's hard on my hands. It's just that simple. It's really hard on my hands with my disease, but I love doing it. And I love the stamps that I own, and I've picked them very carefully. So for Carmen, because of clean crafting, I really wanted to utilize them. So this is one of my favorites. It's a May stamp, and it says, "Crafty friends are glued together." And I just love them. So I just created a simple bag topper bottom, and I very carefully, I stamped and fussy cut out the glue bottle. I added an iridescent heart in the middle. You won't be able to tell, but the glue is all glitter. And so in person it's all, oh yeah, you can. So the glue bottle looks full with like sparkly glitter. And this is stamped and then backed up on really pretty rose gold cardstock. And then I did add some Prima flowers. And then what I also did was, this was all done on Maggie Holmes paper. But then I also stamped out and then, yes, Alicia fussy cut. For Carmen, I'll do it. I'm telling you, it took me a long time because I am the worst fussy cutter in the world. And the new scissors Cruz got me are easier on my hands, but fussy cutting is still tough. So I fussy cut out for her the glue bottles and these so that she could also make her own. So there's an example of some of the clean crafting that I've made for Carmen versus the vintage stuff, which you know is more in my purview of Hoplop. And so I thought it would be interesting to share with you something that's out of my comfort zone that I did make as part of our swap. I also want to show you, I've been working on ATC bases for a whole bunch of challenges, and I've been having a lot of fun making them. And Lorraine Barton was saying today, like, I've gone shaker crazy. And I think you're right. It's just because I just got in all my new sequins from Cartwright's. So I made these. I love these. They're like 3 layers of cardstock. So they're nice and sturdy. They're circular. There's beautiful paper behind, but then I gessoed and I painted and I stamped, and then I put a special tool over and I inserted sequins in all of them. So these are my ATC bases that I made, as you can see, and I'm going to decorate those because I have a number of challenges to support and also some happy mail to get off to people. So I did manage to make a bunch of these, and I'm proud of that. Despite my flare up, I did get all that done. It was on my craft list. I think my favorites are these sort of, it's interesting, I'm not usually a yellow person, but I love these ones that I made. So I got that done too, which is great. I want to tell y'all, I am behind on so many things, and so many of you are being very patient. So for instance, I'm about to share with you the most amazing package from Miss Judy. And I was supposed to have a book ready for her by the end of March. And it's not that I have forgotten. It's that I'm behind y'all. Like, look how long it's taking me just to get packages out to Jelly Bean and Carmen. And those things were finished months ago. So it's a combination of being strained because of my job and being without my medicine. Like, every day that I'm without my medicine, I feel worse. And this last flare-up, as you saw, knocked me out for 2 full days. So until I can take my immunosuppressants, I'm operating at 1/10 of my usual speed. Now, I want you to know that Miss Judy wrote me a beautiful note, and she was like, girlie, don't even worry about it. But I want to say I do worry about it. I have a list of everything I have to do. Like I have a swap with Heather, a swap with Kayla. I have a card swap going out to Marilyn. I have the book for Miss Judy. And I also have a package going out to Lisa, my friend made new to create. So I haven't forgotten anybody. It's just that your girl is behind, which is rare for me. But I think between the daily cleaning and disinfecting and my job and finishing up the term and then not having my immunosuppressants, your girl is just falling behind. And I think it's important to be upfront about that and honest. I know that other people living with different medical conditions are also struggling. And maybe it's helpful to know that we're all struggling and we're doing the best that we can. And I don't like to miss a deadline, but y'all, there's only so much we can control. And when our school went to online learning, and I was like one of the only professors who were trained to do that, I knew my workload was going to double, and it did. So between that and the virus and the daily disinfecting and not having my medicine, I'm behind. I'm just behind. So I am thankful that school ends in 2 weeks, which means I'll be able to devote much more time to crafting, which means I probably will catch up. How fast will I get out the boxes? Well, first of all, I still don't have any boxes to ship. So now I can go to the post office, but they didn't have any priority boxes in stock. I ordered them online, and they did deliver the padded envelopes, but they didn't bring the boxes. And they told me if I wanted them, I could pick them up at the post office. Well, my post office is out of them. So that's number one. My second challenge is from now on, I'm only going to go to the post office on Saturdays. And the reason for that is that there was a bit of a at-risk situation with my post office visit. And that's all I'm going to say. So in order to protect myself, there are shortened hours on Saturdays where I can go from 10 to 12 to the post office. And that's when I'm going to go. But that means I'm only going to be mailing out anything once a week. So to Lisa Made New to Create, to Miss Judy, to Kayla and Heather, and to Carmen and Jellybean, who have been so patient. At least their stuff is getting to them slowly but surely. I just thank you for your patience with me. This is not how I usually operate, but as long as I get it all done and out, I'll feel better. And again, I don't want you to think that Miss Judy made me feel bad. It was the opposite. She wrote me this beautiful note saying, don't even bother sending anything back because I know what you're dealing with. But of course I'm going to. Plus I already designed it for her. So, but without further ado, Miss Judy is one of our best bookmakers, y'all. So you know I'm going to be really excited. All right, let's open it up. Oh my word, y'all. You know, every time I look at a Miss Judy book, I learn something. And I think that's why I love it so much. This one is different than her others. I know because I am blessed to own one. She made me one for my birthday, y'all. So this one has gorgeous lace on the front. It's layered up 1, 2, 3. There's 4 layers of lace for the spine. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. And there's burlap and a lace flower, like a lace doily with a bow. And then there's, oh wow. She did this crinkle seam binding with this incredible sort of abstractness to it. Look at it. Oh, it's amazing. And then, so, you know, you use the foam flowers much better than I do. I find I struggle a bit using those foam flowers. But what I really love that she did is she put these, do you see this? Yeah, there you go. That is string. And at the bottom of the string are these gorgeous gems. They're like these little Swarovski crystals. Oh, it's amazing, y'all. And this banner, by the way, is actually die cut and stained. So, I mean, this is another epically, gorgeously constructed book. You know, the one thing about Miss Judy is, oh my word. See, look at this now. Look at this. Just take a look at this. Mine will never be this good, by the way. I am still learning how to bookmake properly. Oh, look at these. See, I finally got my black cardstock, except that Susan tells me, Tootsie took her, I have never ordered cardstock from Hobby Lobby. I always order mine at Michael's. And Susan Tootsie Tucker tells me I'm not going to be too happy with the weight of the heavyweight. because I'm used to the Michaels one. And I didn't realize that Hobby Lobby's weight was not the same. Oh, this tuck spot is fabulous. I do the same thing, y'all. When you make a tuck spot, I also put ribbon or extra paper because that makes it stronger. But you know, Miss Judy is such an expert constructor. Look at this ruffle. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh, it's the flip open. Oh, and look at this design. Oh my Lord, look at this. This is something else, y'all. She knows I love interactive books. So I have to study this afterwards because this is how I learn, is by looking. Everything is ink stained. Everything is backed on black cardstock. It's amazing. And it opens both ways. Hold on, give me a second. Look at that. I love the interactive quality. The belly band. Oh, this is amazing. See, this is how we learn from each other. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's a file folder. What a great idea. A file folder with like a little matching tag so you know what that is. Like that could be like when I go to see my art shows, I love to tuck in all the receipts. Oh, and this design is something else. Let's take a look. This is a journaling spot, but it has a crisscross pocket. I love those. Oh yeah, this is another file folder. This is incredibly designed. This is going to hold so many things. Oh, wow. Look at this shaker page. Do y'all see this? This is my first ever vintage meets shabby shaker. And you know what's really cool about that? Is that it gives me an idea of how to do it. And you sewed using, guys, this is plastic. Look. Oh my gosh. And she even put in 3D-dimensional pieces underneath. And use the, oh, this is fantastically designed. Miss Judy can make a book, y'all. Oh my goodness. If you've not gone to her shop, I often order it as a special gift for somebody. And then of course there had to be a waterfall. You know, I struggle a bit with the waterfall. You have to do it exactly right. The measurements have to be perfect. There's that magnet. And then whenever she ties this up, it means, oh, and you built in the box. It always means there's a hidden treasure, y'all. So, you know, if you want to learn about bookmaking, Miss Judy is the lady to go to. You know, I watch Treasure Books and other channels. Oh, look at these deep pockets, y'all. But the reality is, I learn the most from holding a Myscrapbookloft book. I really do. Look at this with the inverted tuck. Oh, amazing design. Hold on. This one opens too. I knew it. It's fully interactive. Wow, this is more interactive than the one I built for Jelly Bean and for Carmen. Yeah, this is really something. I am nowhere near as good a bookmaker yet. I know that Miss Judy always tells me it's because she's been doing it a lot longer. But even so, her attention to detail is like, how do you not swoon over this? If you love to make a book, and I know many of you do, this is just something else. I mean, I really think you're gifted. Like, you're a gifted bookmaker. And I feel very blessed to own this. Mine will not be as good as this, as you know. And I know that you don't mind. And I'm grateful. You're getting me in progress. Meaning I can now build at least a decent book. Like the ones I built for Jelly Bean and Carmen. But I am nowhere near your level of expertise yet. But maybe with a few more years and a little more practice and amazing models like this to look at, I will get there, y'all. I will get there. Well, if you don't know who Judy is, she's Myscrapbookloft. And she does have an Etsy shop, y'all. And occasionally she sells some of her amazing books at very reasonable prices for what they are. Because as you just saw, like, this has over 20 pages. It has probably 35 tuck spots. It's really an intricate book. I study her books all the time. She does them properly. She does use tie back. She does know how to bind properly in terms of like traditional book binding. I watch a lot of videos to teach myself, and Miss Judy knows how to do it properly. It's an art form. You know, we teach this at my school because it is an art form. And every time I get a Miss Judy book, it's like holding magic. I have been so blessed by so many of you. And you're teaching me how to be a better bookmaker, you know. Dawn made me that gorgeous book. Donna, Soleil. Every time I get a work of magic like this, it just inspires me to be a better maker. So Miss Judy, you will be getting a book, but it's not going to be half as pretty. But it'll be made with lots of love. So I will put Miss Judy's channel down below, but y'all know her as Myscrapbookloft. Super, super talented crafter. If you're not already subscribed to her channel, go and check her out. She does all sorts of great things. She's the one that taught everybody and inspired everyone how to make a Memdex box. I mean, even this girl's going to attempt to make one. So, you know, she makes it doable for those of us who are less skilled. And that in itself is an art form. Judy, thank you so much. You know I love it. You know how much I love it and how grateful I am to you. Thank you. All right, y'all. Your girl's got to go back to work. I wish I didn't have to, but that's not entirely true. The project I'm working on today with a student, and right now we're in student one-on-one meetings, and they're more taxing than my regular classes, but it's worth the investment. And the student I'm working with this afternoon is very gifted, and I'm very excited to help her. So I'm not entirely sad. I just wish that I had more time to both tidy today, because somehow I've made a big mess, but also just to craft, because when I get something like this, it just makes me want to make. Thanks so much, Miss Judy. All right, y'all, I'm putting Judy, Myscrapbookloft's channel down below. Please check her out. And I will be back on later, but probably not till after supper, and hopefully I'll have enough energy. Y'all can see I really am still battling this. I'm taking extra medicine, trying to help get through it, but it's taken its toll, and you can see it. I'm just doing my best. So if I have to rest after school, then that's what I'll do and come on later like I did last night. But I'll do my best, y'all, to come on because we still have ATCs and I have other wonderful things to share with y'all. I sure do. Have a wonderful and creative Thursday. Stay safe and healthy. For those of you in areas that have reopened up, enjoy your time out. I know it's been long awaited. All right, y'all. See you real soon. Bye for now.